Saturday. It's Catterday. And it's brunch time. And I think it's about time to watch some court. How do y'all feel about that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's another brunch time Catterday with Lone Wolf Usul, and we are here at the court gallery, and I have got a full day of Judge Middleton for you. He's been off all week, but he did have a full Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, not only did he have a full Monday, he had a serious case of the Mondays. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get into some weirdness. We're gonna get into it now.
Well, let's get to it. Today's opening line, it's fun to say. I'm gonna skip the first word. This song seems simple, but it really isn't. It's fun to sing and it's fun to say it, and you should all know it if you're anywhere close to my age. And if you're not, you'd like to hear this song and make you smile. We are suffering from national trauma. Everybody's stressed out about everything that's going on in the world, and the news keeps telling us things are terrible. And they really aren't all that bad, because it's a beautiful day. It's great to be alive. And we'll start with, can you help me place this call? See, that number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Guy she said she knew and she sometimes hated. That's a fun song to sing along. I like it. Hope you like it. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Guys she said she knew well and sometimes hated. First matter we're going to address is People versus Natalie Nicole Welch. File 242320FY. Ms. Welch is represented by Attorney Lori Hines in that matter, and that's a probation violation on a possession of controlled substance. File 251418 is a sentencing in a possession of controlled substance, and she's represented in that case by Mr. John Bush. Angelique Camfield from the prosecuting attorney's office is here, as well as Abigail Stoll and Daniel Frazine, who has this difficult assignment, is here from the probation department. A lot has happened. Ms. Welch was placed on a probation. She was placed in a treatment program. Somebody is not her friend, in fact, probably her worst enemy, brought her some drugs at the center. She almost died. She's been in custody now for, I think, 57 days. I'll look at that. 48. 48. I may be mixing up with my other defendant. So here we are. We've got two matters which all sort of blend together to one matter. Ms. Hines, I'll start with you. What would you like me to know?
I did talk to Dan, I've talked to Natalie. I'm familiar with her being at the Wings of God and what occurred since she left the rehab facility. It's my understanding for Dan that the Wings of God are willing to take her back. She did disclose some disturbing information today about what's going on with jail. She's asking for a detox facility, and I said, well, jail is detox, and she said, no, they're bringing drugs into the jail, and she tested positive. I guess she can explain a little more on that. I know what's being recommended as far as 90 days under probation violation. And then Dan said that he can arrange for transportation from jail right to back, hopefully, to the Wings of God, the rehab facility. She did do well there, and they're familiar with her, and I know they want to help her. Her mom is here today, and she's also talked to the Wings of God, and they've indicated to her that they're willing to take Natalie back. She's so young, Your Honor, and we need to get her clean and get her on the right foot to move ahead. And it's not going to happen if she continues to abuse illegal substances. I think we all fear for her life if she continues down the path of using drugs. So hopefully we can get an arrangement that she can remain free of drugs. And I don't know what's going on at the jail, so I can't really speak to that because I don't have knowledge.
Mr. Bush, anything you'd like to add here?
She is very young, only 21. She really hasn't started her life. To some degree, she has no children. She doesn't have a whole lot of work experience. This is probably maybe her last opportunity to make some major changes. I agree with Ms. Hines that the heroin addiction is overwhelming, and I don't want to read her obituary. I want her to be successful. So I would ask the court to craft some sort of a sentence or a probation that would give her another opportunity for residential substance abuse treatment.
Ms. Welch, there's a room full of people in here who can all see what's going on, and we feel like we can't stop it. A large portion of the public defender group has already represented you, including Mr. Truckee, who has a long relationship with you and your family. Ms. Hines, Mr. Bush, very experienced attorneys, practice in the criminal area, practice in the abuse, neglect, and family law area. Ms. Camfield comes here with a lot of experience from other jurisdictions. And we've seen this story before, and it doesn't have a happy ending. And everybody in this room is concerned about it. People you don't even know, thousands of people watching this right now. We're literally trying to save your life and trying to figure out the best plan of attack is what we're doing. However, we need your help. In fact, ultimately, it's all on you. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not your mom. It's not anybody. It's you. And we need to try to get you plugged in. So as Mr. Bush says, you can start your life. I'm concerned about your representation. The drugs are in the jail. The new sheriff, Sheriff Spence, doing an excellent job, by the way, has essentially shut down all the trustee positions. There's a few inside trustees. There's no more dog pound trustees. There's no garden trustees. There's no lawn trustees. There's no garage trustees. And the contraband, I was told, went down to about 0. So if somebody's still getting stuff into the jail, that's a concern. She tested positive since she was in jail.
It was immediately after. She had said that somebody gave her drugs. They did a shakedown of the whole south wing. They did not find any. They weren't able to corroborate her story. She did test positive. That's because she would have been positive she was using one or not before she got in there. The last time she was in jail, she said the same thing. And as near as I can tell from speaking to the people, again, they checked it out and they've never been able to corroborate it. I think it's just her attempt at trying to get out because she's got that mindset. When I spoke to her at the jail, I believe it was a couple weeks ago, she was still telling me she was bouncing all over the place. You could tell she just wanted to get out and use. And I told her I didn't fault her for it, that she's in a really hard place in addiction. And I think that's what's going on because they did a really thorough shakedown of the whole wing and they weren't able to find anything.
What was it that you allegedly took?
Meth, Your Honor, I'll take a test right now.
Okay, and you'd be positive for meth right now?
Yes, Your Honor. I feel like my probation has done nothing but set me up for failure, and I really want help this time, and that's why I came to the staff for help, and that's why I'm telling you today, I really need help, and the jail has seemed to not help me. It's nothing but old friends, my past, and I'm trying to move forward. I really want help.
All right, don't blame us.
I'm not.
No one's
It's-
helped you.
it's nothing but
Probation
me.
hasn't helped me. Jail hasn't helped me. I twisted myself into a pretzel trying to get some help for you. What form is the meth coming into the jail?
As
As powder?
no,
So you're injecting it?
no, it's coming as like how meth is. I don't know.
Are you smoking it?
No, it came as like regular meth
Used it,
powder. Yeah, I
and
guess.
so you snorted it or smoked it?
I snorted it. Yes.
All right, so I sent you to a treatment place. Somebody brought you meth and fentanyl and you almost killed yourself. Literally, you almost died. And so maybe I'll just give you 365 days in jail and then you'll have a real long detox period. And then you can figure out what you want to do when you get out. Ms. Canfield, what's your thought here?
Your Honor, I share everyone's concern for the safety of the defendant, but I'm also hearing a lot of excuses and not a lot of personal accountability. Yes, addiction is a physical and psychological play on the person's body. However, she's telling us now she has the mindset to want the help, but she is the one that took the drugs from the friends that brought it to her treatment facility and then ingested it. So at some point, there has to be personal accountability as well and wanting to save your own life. Hopefully she's there. I know her mother's present and has spoken to her counsel and her probation agent. I do think that a pretty significant period in jail for further detoxification is necessary. And I know that I believe Mr. Frazine can speak to some treatment facilities that may be willing to work with her, but they also want at least an additional 90 days in custody for her to be substance free before she comes back to them. There's less likelihood then that she would utilize once she gets to those facilities. Because of her age is one of the only reasons that I think we should not just throw in the towel with a straight long-term jail. But I do think some pretty significant penalty is warranted. And I know she's probably aware of this, but she said she thought she was just taking meth and she didn't know that there was fentanyl and heroin mixed in. Extremely concerning because fentanyl in minute amounts kills. And now there is a synthetic opioid out on the street that is starting to overdose people. It is a life or death situation, and she's got to be aware of that at this point. So I am going to recommend that she have, frankly, I think another maybe 120 days in custody is appropriate, and then only release directly to an inpatient recovery program. And I believe that it would even be appropriate for the court to put restrictions on who her visitors could be at that facility. And I think it ought to be limited to her mother and perhaps her probation agent if for any reason he needed to go there.
All right, Daniel, anything you wish to add?
Well, I like the idea of giving her 365 days. And then after an appropriate amount of time, which I think she should serve the balance of the 90 days, which would put her at 42, and then she could be released to a facility. But if she's not in a facility getting help, then she can spend it in our facility, at least drying out her brain. I think that would also help motivate her, because obviously she doesn't want to be in jail. Nobody wants to be in jail. But I know we don't do the deferral or hold over your head days as much as we used to, but I think in this point in time, it's very appropriate because of her age. And she's still not in a really good spot, but I think she's in a healthier spot, but she's only got 48 days. And we know that best practice, she needs at least 90 to even get really lucid from the meth. And
Well, according to her, she has no days.
well, yes, and I can't test her because Autumn's not here today, so. But I will contact the jail and see if they can test her.
Can you get test results from the jail if they did test her?
Well, they tested her right like a day or two after she was in there, and she was positive, so.
She said she got tested yesterday. Could you get those?
Oh, I could find out, I could definitely do that.
All right. Well, I'm sure that's a concern for them.
Yes, that would be huge.
I'm gonna get off your back on the first probation with Ms. Hines. I'm gonna order 47 days jail credit, 47. 0 days to serve, 0 fines and costs, and that probation is revoked. That's in file 242320. You don't need to be on 2 probations. No one's mad at you. I'm not even mad at you, although I took offense at the way you represented things. I'm just sad. I'd like it to be better. And I don't have a magic wand where I can just make it better. In the new case, Mr. Bush's case, I'm gonna put you on a 24-month probation. That's as long as I can do it. The use of methamphetamine at the jail is actually a violation of your probation in the earlier case. But as I said, I'm just gonna wrap that one up. I'm gonna order 365 days in jail, credit 47. Leaving is 318 days. Of that, of that 318 days, 191 are deferred. I believe that leaves 127 days. And well, she's got credit for 47. 180 are deferred.
Excuse me, what was that number, Your Honor?
318 days, 180 days are deferred. That leaves 118 days. Defendant may be transferred at discretion of the probation department to Wings of Hope.
Wings of God, Your Honor?
Wings of God.
Is that after a specific length of time, Your Honor?
Be after at least 90 days, but we'll defer to Mr. Frazine's discretion. If she's just using now, we need a number of days of clean time to get her ready to go. She shall sign a release. No drugs and no alcohol. Test as directed. Do not leave the program without consent. Fine is 0. I'm gonna waive everything, even your attorney fee. Except I have to order the $125. Due in 1 year. You're gonna be in jail pending Mr. Frazine's discretion to release you, probably after 90 days, directly to the Wings of God program. If you leave the Wings of God, that's a violation of your probation. And there would be 180 days or so of jail waiting over your head. You're not to use any controlled substances or any drugs unless they're prescribed by a doctor. Are other girls in the cell using also? I don't know how they're getting that amount of methamphetamine in through the security. I'm sure the sheriff's interested in that too.
They're aware, Your Honor.
All right, we'll find out more about that. You need some just clean time. Miss Camfield asked me to limit your visitors. I'm not sure I have the authority to do that.
At least, Your Honor, no contact with the cooks. They're the individuals known to have brought her.
Yes, what's his name?
It was Mike and Ariel Cook.
Yes, no contact with Mike or Ariel Cook.
Thank you.
Was that who it was? I thought it was her boyfriend.
I believe it was the cooks.
All right. Contact with them is a violation of your probation. The irony is you may be eligible for a trustee spot since you've been sentenced in the kitchen or other inside. If they do that, that's up to them. Probably they may not want to in light of this. And you're right. When someone gives you something, you don't know what's in it. And so much of that is prevalent right now where stuff's got methamphetamine and fentanyl and some new synthetic substances. Let's hope for the best. I don't want anything bad to happen. I'd like you to get into that program, get clean, and have a life. All right, you can go with officers. Thank you. All right, next up is, we're gonna do the joint cases of Brian Haminga and Amy White. Mr. Bush has one, Mr. George has one. Why don't you guys both come up? File number 251759FY is People versus Brian Haminga. He's represented by John Bush. File 251758FY is Amy White. She's represented by Mr. Timothy George. This is a white pigeon case that came up in August of 2025. The defendants were stopped in their vehicle. They had dogs in it and a bunch of stuff. And actually they had some methamphetamine in their possession and they each pled to use of methamphetamine. The matters are set for sentencing today. As far as I can tell, they each have 1 day of credit. Mr. Haminga has one unpaid fine for improper plate. Ms. White has several unpaid fines for 2 disturbing the pieces. She's on a payment plan where she never made a payment. So she owes money in file 231159 and 211282. I think they were both disturbing the pieces reduced from something else. So we've tried fines before with her and she didn't pay them. Mr. George, let's first hear from you on behalf of Ms. White.
I think on that note, Your Honor, I had the opportunity to speak with my client, talk to her about, what are the possible outcomes today. One of them would obviously be a probation. She's got a lot of insight that she is still really struggling. This court made it clear the last time we were here that there would be a test when we showed up today. Talked to her about that, and she said, I've worked really hard and, I haven't used anything in 11 days. And that's been a lot of work on her part. At the same time, she's working through Pivotal, has had a couple meetings. But their recommendation is that she go to some type of inpatient program. I don't know if that would be part of a sentence here, but it is something that she recognizes that this is really taking over a lot of her life and she needs to be able to get detoxed, find a way to effectively deal with some of the triggers that she's dealing with. As it relates to the payment, she's concerned about the probation just because she knows that probation is expensive and she knows that she has these outstanding fines that she still has to pay. And she's concerned that if she were put on a probation, that she wouldn't be able to pay those, and it's kind of setting her up to fail in that respect. So it's a difficult circumstance because she obviously needs the services, but there is a financial concern there too. If the court were to want to just use a jail sanction, she is gainfully employed at the same position that she was at before. So she would ask the court.
Which was where?
It's
Encore floral through the Myers. I do the Sturgis and Three Rivers.
So that's been one positive for her. So she would ask that if the court were looking to do a jail sentence, that she would be able to do that on weekends or structure that in a way so that she doesn't lose her. Thank you.
Ms. White, what would you like me to know?
I think you pretty much covered everything that I would like you to know. I have been clean. As far as if I was to drop today, I do feel like I would pass. It has been 11 days, so it has been a struggle, but
How about marijuana?
marijuana, I smoked, I believe it was around the same time.
I did intend to do a test today, but Autumn Kiefer isn't here. I think she's at a training or something. So that's not something that we can do. All right. Mr. Haminga, you're in the same car. This is like midnight, August 28th is a Thursday night. You're in your car. Were you living in your car?
Yeah and no. We were staying at a campground and we had to be out of that campground. I believe it was like that day. And so we were living out of our car that day until we could find another campground to go to, or really anywhere we could sleep for the night.
And your homelessness and is all connected to your addiction. You've got this car full of all your worldly possessions, 2 dogs, some meth, just small amounts. And so you're primarily users, although you had a scale in there. I don't think you were selling it. I think you would use whatever you could get. So you're just a couple of addicted meth people driving through White Pigeon at midnight. And it was it was a ugly sort of situation.
And we were on our way back from actually Amy's work. And we were trying to find someplace we could shower.
Where have you been living since I saw you last?
We've been staying at my mom's house,
All right, well, that's better. Where is that?
White Vision on Elm Street.
Are you working somewhere?
Yeah.
Where's that?
I work through an app, Hire, HYER, and they do a lot of stuff, like stocking Myers. I did one gig for Book a Million, their grand opening in Kalamazoo, and they pay instantly, like right after the job. You get on the app and you're done. It's kind of like DoorDash, but.
When did you last do something for them?
Last week.
Well, if you could get clean, you could both get legit jobs and start to get better.
I have had a couple interviews. I did an interview with Murhow last week for a well test. Still waiting to hear back from them. I've had a couple nibbles here.
Mr. Bush, what's your input regarding Mr. Haminga?
Well, he has a driver's license, which is a step up on a lot of people, so there is transportation. He has worked in the RV industry before in welding, I believe he shared with me. So he has some skills. He tells me that if tested today, he would probably be positive for THC, but he would be negative for anything else. Doesn't have a substantial criminal record that I'm aware of. I think he would be a good candidate for a short-term probation with services.
Ms. Camfield, we've got another Tales of Woe here. What's your thought?
Your Honor, I see that both defendants have been on probation before. If I'm looking at the correct histories, Mr.
Yes.
Hominga in 2018 for 2 years for a domestic violence conviction, which was reduced from other charges, and a substance abuse charge was dismissed as a result of that plea barter. And I believe Ms. White was on in 2022 for a substance that was originally charged as a felony possession of methamphetamine and reduced to a 7411 controlled substance use. So unfortunately, the prior probations did not get through to the defendants. I do note that in my opinion and training and experience that I've seen in cases, they had 5.39 grams of methamphetamine in the vehicle in 2 separate packages. Now, whether they intended to do a several day binge or not, that's a little bit more than personal use. I think they weren't sent into our office for possession with intent to deliver because they also had use paraphernalia in the vehicle. And it appears at the time their hostility towards the arresting officer was indicative that they were probably using at the time as well. And under the influence, methamphetamine can make people extremely aggressive. So I think that a short term of jail is appropriate. I don't think it should be served on weekends. I think that people ought to have a straight sanction, especially when they've had a felony reduced to a misdemeanor. Now, for both of them, a second time. And then they do need a period of probation, which would give them an opportunity to undertake some treatment and actually prove that they are testing negative once they clear this first bit of use out of their system. I do think it's appropriate that they be sent for a substance abuse assessment and then be required to test upon demand and abstain from use inclusive of marijuana, unless it is medically prescribed.
Where's the 5.9 grams? The police report is in Miss White's case.
I have a laboratory report, Your Honor.
I don't think I have it.
That I may show both counsel, and then if I may approach, I'll show you on my laptop.
Or you could just email it to me.
Okay. Do you guys want to see?
Yeah, I don't have a laboratory report.
I'll email it to you, Your Honor. If I can figure out how.
There's only so much of the resource to go around. We tried probation previously without success. And they're trying to do the best they can. They've got housing. It was a previous felony reduced to a misdemeanor. Miss White completed the probation. So 7411's been burned. This is another felony reduced to a misdemeanor. She's got fines that she hasn't paid for 4 years and 2 years. We sent some reminders. I was hopeful she'd pay something between plea and now. She was this must have been very chaotic. I didn't watch the video, but she's yelling at the cops. The dogs are barking. What kind of dogs were they?
We have mixed, but they do have some pit bull in them, but
It's always a pit bull.
But my main concern during that was they were freaking out. They weren't used to being in the car. And
Of course they're freaking out. They're dogs. They're protecting you. There's police. They're yelling at you, or at least aggressive toward you. The dogs were just doing what dogs do. I don't know why everybody has to have a pit bull. Let me look for that email. Takes a long time to get from there to here.
Well, Judge, I'm trying to figure out how to download it because it seems locked in my system.
All right, well, it's is it, I was wondering how much of it, is it packaging and the substance?
It appears they did do the gross weight, if I may approach. I'll just show you quick
All right.
on the
All
laptop,
right, thank you.
but
I see typically 0.05 grams and less for personal use.
Plastic bag, all right. So yeah, gross weight of both, so some amount of grams of meth. Not a whole bunch, especially if you take out the packaging, but okay, I didn't even know that, but thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. I don't want to use my probation resource. You weren't really doing anything wrong except driving around late at night. You got some usable amounts of methamphetamine. Miss White, I'm gonna order 11 days jail, credit 1, leaving 10 days to serve, which is gonna start right now. I'm gonna wipe out your unpaid fines. 231159 SM. Failed to pay fine and costs in a disturbing the peace. Three days jail, credit 0, concurrent with 2-5. 1759 FY. I'm gonna erase your fines and costs in that case. Failed to pay fines and costs and file 211282 SM. Three days credit 0, leaving 3 days concurrent with 251759. 0 fines and costs. So I wiped out the fines that you haven't paid. The fine here is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, which is $275. That's due by December 30th. All right, you're good to go.
May I be briefly heard?
Yes.
If my client is going to be serving in jail, he's asking that it be staggered with the co-defendant here because he believes that he could actually do her job for her and serve her employment if he could begin his sentence after she's released, so she would not lose her job.
All right, thank you. All right. I guess I'm willing to give that a shot. These are cases I'm not sort of given up on. I feel bad about it. You're either gonna get it or not. I'm gonna order the same thing, 11 days, credit 1, leaving 10 days to serve. And the days will start 10 days from now. Today's the 20th. She'll get out with good time. We'll start it on October 30th. $7 p.m. on 10/30/25. Same fine and cost, $275 by December 31. I'm glad you guys have a house.
sort of.
Sort
my
of.
mom's.
But just like the other guy, you guys are chaos. Methamphetamine makes you not very good people to be around. You got kicked out of the campground, you're living in your car with some dogs.
Well, the
So-
campground, Your Honor, we paid for the week. And then when that week was over, I tried to pay, for extended time, but they were booked for Labor Day weekend.
Okay,
So they couldn't let us stay any longer as of that, so. But my mom told us yesterday that after court, we gotta start looking for another place for housing, which we're in a couple housing programs. Hoping they can help us. We hear all this talk that, places will pay like 3 months of your rent, if we can find a place or.
there's some of that, but again, there's not enough to go around.
Yeah, no, we're actually looking to relocate towards Battle Creek. There's a housing.
Neighborhoods Inc. is in Battle Creek. Neighborhoods Inc. is in Battle Creek.
Yep, that's what it is. And they helped my sister out. They put them in a hotel for a week. And they actually just got put in an apartment last, 2 nights ago? So they actually just got an apartment through Housing Inc. They're paying 3 months of their rent. And I asked her if she could help us out, maybe get word to, their landlord. And she told me to get a hold of them after.
Well,
get
you
out
gotta
of here.
start, you're at rock bottom and you gotta get a foothold and work your way up.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought about 30 or 90 days for what this was. Her attitude was terrible. Of course, you were both high at the time. It's dangerous for the police. You're mostly a danger to yourselves, but you're good to go. Here's the $275 due by 12/30/25. You both could impress me if you paid your fines.
And like I just told my attorney, I do got some money to put on my fines after I get out of here. I'm not sure how much.
Well, wait a minute,
No,
I
at
might
least
have
50
some,
I do
I might
got.
have some bond money here. Let me see here. No, I don't.
You have a PR bond, you're
All right, you're good to go. All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
okay. Ms. Pango, why don't you come up and have a seat with your lawyer? Are you done, Tim?
I know.
All right, thank you. I'll be right back. Take this out.
What's that?
Services, a lot of things that can be done.
Yeah, I had my meeting over the phone with Autumn.
I can, so I hope you can do it on this. So what is your address?
My address.
Yeah.
13.
Is that North Jefferson still? Okay, so they're still. Okay. Well, that's what you're looking for.
I'm trying to find a different place. I'm still on a waiting list
In
for
what
your
town? In Sturgis?
in Sturgis.
Or anywhere
North
you can
Carolina.
find you.
Sturgis, North Carolina.
How the kids doing?
They're doing fine. They're doing good. I actually have parent teacher conferences this evening. I just lost my job a few.
But you are you actively looking for?
Oh, yeah.
In
The
the
one
Sturgis
place,
area or anywhere?
both, 3 Rivers, and I'm actually waiting till done here
I
today,
understand.
take all the lump and stuff.
Understand.
Um,
So every once in a while, when I'm editing,
With my last job, I just.
I
kinda
miss out
thought,
on editing certain
go back and
sections
forth,
out.
and You have to have them.
They're not recommending.
This
jail right now, 'cause they-
might be one of those times.
Right.
It's deferred. I just want you to get-
So,
So,
Yeah. That's what I
rock
was told.
lobster, anybody?
Judge will give you an opportunity to speak.
Do want to take this opportunity to thank Zach, Tori, and Darth for the contributions in the with the stream today.
All right.
All rise.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, we're on the home stretch here. This is probably the easiest of the 5 cases we had today, and this is pretty hard. This is file number 251547FD. Paper says Jessica Ray Pangle. That's you?
Yeah.
And you're here with your lawyer, Mr. John Bush. This was an operating while intoxicated third offense, reduced to an operating while intoxicated second offense. The defendant has been evaluated for placement in sobriety court, and we're busting at the seams. But probation seems to think you're an appropriate candidate for that program. Mr. Bush, what would you like me to know?
Jessica has been a very cooperative client. She's really taken this seriously. I've been involved with her throughout this case. She has great concerns about being successful. She's lost her job, but she's a parent. She wants to get stability, better housing. And she tells me that she's fully invested in doing service to successfully complete sobriety court.
One of your problems has been transportation. And it's gonna hit in full force when your license is suspended. Your only way to get a license would be through a sobriety court restricted license with an interlock device. And so that's one of the goals here. We'll hear from Ms. Camfield, and then Ms. Pangle, we'll hear from you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Of most concern is that this was originally a third offense, but to the positive, if there were to be one, they're quite far in the past, a 2004 and a 2013 conviction. However, I do believe that there were statistically more times that she drove intoxicated that she was not stopped or arrested. And quite frankly, sometimes she may have had her children in the car if she is a single parent and takes them to and from school and activities. So that is most concerning. She admitted during her session with Ms. Kiefer that she was drinking on a daily basis, 6 to 12 pack of beer. And that she was doing it because she was depressed because of her previous relationship. Well, alcohol is a depressant, so it's gonna make it worse. In addition to putting yourself and your children's lives in danger and risking your health and your liver. Unfortunately, being that she's lost her employment, she's going to have difficulty complying with any of the testing that would be required for payment, although I do note that the sobriety court program, if the court chooses that, does have some funds to assist the participants with that program. They do note that she was diagnosed as a severe alcohol use disorder and was recommended for intensive outpatient treatment. She indicated to Ms. Kiefer she was seeing Betsy and Crystal, but she's seen Betsy every 2 weeks, but had only seen Crystal once since August. So I would like to see that more frequently, which obviously it would be if there was a program put in place. I struggle sometimes with the upfront jail. She does guideline out to 7 to 9 days of jail, and a third offense would have mandated jail as well. Although Ms. Kiefer has recommended that all the remaining jail be deferred, I do think that the recommendation is appropriate. She's requesting 24 months in sobriety court, drug and alcohol testing per those guidelines, substance abuse treatment per the recommendation, AA meetings also per the guidelines, and $120 of restitution to the Three Rivers Police Department for recovery for investigating this particular drunk driving. I think those are all appropriate. Would ask the court to follow them. If the court were inclined to give some upfront jail before completing the program, I think that a weekend would be appropriate to be scheduled so that she can ensure that the children have appropriate supervision while she's in custody.
Under the law, federal law, you have to impose at least 5 days jail on an OUIL second offense. And some counties weren't doing it, and they threatened Michigan with losing highway funding. So it requires at least 5 days and not deferred. So we're gonna have to
Correct.
put at least 3 days in here, which will be served on weekends. Ms. Pangle, you need this program. Do you think you can do it?
I know that I can do it.
I'm the sobriety court guy. I have been since 2012. We started it from zero. We had a lot of help, and we've had literally hundreds of people go through it. Some have been lifetime successful, some have stumbled, some have died. But I think overall, it's the best thing I've got to help people get sober. You remind me of some people that have been in our program in the past that have been successful. You're not a kid. You're a mom, you're an adult, you got a lot of hard knocks that you've overcome, and you're still here. And we struggle with young people. They're too young to fully absorb how messed up they are. And plus it's fun. It's fun. Drinking shots of whatever, Patron or whatever, and drinking beer with your friends in the bar, and it's fun till it isn't fun anymore. Somebody dies or something terrible happens. I don't assume, Ms. Campfield's right, the statistics show that people have dozens of drunk driving incidents before they actually get arrested. But I don't sentence everybody with a presumption that you got away with it 52 times before you got caught this time. But it's borne out. So we're just dealing with this case. I wish Autumn were here. Autumn and I have discussed this. Autumn Kiefer, our probation agent that's in charge of sobriety court, has prepared this. And she's recommending sobriety court. You have Betsy in your corner as your peer support person. She's in your corner also, and she's advocating for this. You are more debilitated than you admit. Your position was, well, I was only going across the street to Harding's to get more boxes. But then what were you going to do? You were going to drive somewhere else with your daughter in the car, which was what you did. You're self-medicating. You're medicating your life with alcohol to the detriment of you and your kids. Autumn says, this officer explained the sobriety court program to Ms. Pangle. She stated she would figure out transportation until she was able to get her interlock device. But she stated several times she needs to have her license. When you get more than one drunk driving offense, It's 2 and 7 years and 3 in a lifetime. So this is actually not even 2 and 7 years, but because it's reduced from a third, they revoke your license. Meaning you can't get it back for at least 5 years. And then you have to prove to the driver license appeal division that you're alcohol free. If you're in a certified sobriety court program, you can get it with an interlock. You completed a domestic violence probation in Kalamazoo, and that's a plus. I think all these things are alcohol related. What you don't want to do is drive and make the wheels fall off of this. At one time, and I'm much older than you are, in my early career, if you got 3 drunk driving convictions, we reduced it to a second, and you got 180 days in jail from Judge McManus. If you got 4, we reduced to a third, and you got 365 days in jail from Judge Noack. But just the way it was. We tried lots of drunk driving cases. When I was a young prosecutor, I tried lots of them. We haven't had a drunk driving trial in 10 years. I don't remember when I had the last one, but the world's different. Anyway, I'm gonna try this. You're gonna look younger when I'm done with you. You're gonna look healthier. You're gonna look more rested. You're gonna look better and feel better. When did you have your last drink? You had a tall boy a while ago?
Yes.
And when was that, in like September? All right, I don't believe that. I think you had a tall boy and then you had some more. So you can't have the first one. That slips right back down the slope. I'm gonna order. How did Autumn characterize this? 180 days. Credit to $175 of those days are deferred. 180 days, credit 2, leaving 3 days to serve. To be scheduled by the probation department. I have to order at least 5 days, and there's 180 days hanging over your head. Fine is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50. Oops. $24 months probation. 180 days, credit 2 days, leaving 178 days to do. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, a $100 screening fee. And it's interesting. You also had a medical examination, which I appreciate. It's determined that Ms. Bangle has a severe alcohol use disorder recommended for intensive outpatient treatment. I don't have that, but I'm going to waive your attorney fee. Although Mr. Bush has certainly earned it. $960 probation oversight fee, police reimbursement of $120. That was Three Rivers.
Correct.
And you're going to be in sobriety court. Our next sobriety court session, we're a little disjointed because I have to be gone. It would normally be tomorrow, but I'm going to be gone tomorrow. I don't believe we're gonna meet again till Wednesday, November 12th. But the probation department will tell you that. No drugs, no alcohol, test as directed. Autumn isn't here, but I'm sure somebody is down there. Your first sobriety course session will be live. And you'll come in here and you'll meet everybody else. There's 14 people in there right now. We're too crowded. At one time, we had it divided into morning and afternoon sessions. We don't really have time to do that. In the child abuse case, which was also a part of this, I'm simply going to order 2 days jail credit, 2 days. Probation will be in the other case, but this will show as a child abuse. It'll show as a child abuse under the assault statute rather than the motor vehicle statute. There's a statute for driving the vehicle while intoxicated with a child in the car, which prohibits you from getting an interlock. So the prosecutor fashioned this plea agreement that should not. We have somebody in the program right now that can't get an interlock. You can't undo what's done. Your kids have lived with this their whole life. And so I had some kids come to me and say, thank you for giving our mother back to us. That's what I'd like to hear here. All right. Referral downstairs. I'm gonna be in your business for the next year or so.
Thank you.
Betsy's a great resource. She's pulling for you. Well, we went 5 minutes over. I thought it'd be worse than that. Mr. Bush has had a number of people go into sobriety court. In fact, all the lawyers have. And he's got some success stories that he could probably tell us about. I think he'd like you to be one of those also. All right, you take this downstairs to probation. I'll see you, I believe, on November 12th at 2:30. But you go with what the probation department tells you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'll be seeing you. We have Keith Van Over versus Donna Childers.
Yeah, should I hear it, Judge?
Yes. Ms. Childers, could you unmute your microphone?
There we go. There we go.
All right. This is similar to the last case where somebody didn't show up when they were supposed to for a hearing, and then after the fact, they're asking me to set it aside. Title of the case is Keith Van Over versus Donna Childers. Would you both please raise your right hand? You both swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
All right.
I do.
This was a lawsuit by Mr. Van Over for a bunch of screwy stuff. He had a pleading that was not very compelling, and he had some bunch of stuff that he thought he was owed, and you didn't show up. I asked you to take your gum out if you would.
I did. I'm sorry.
Okay. Huntington Bank, $672.76. Discover card, 120561. Merrick Bank card, 8561. cash for 6 months. So he said, I supported her for 6 months. There was no contract. But he decided he was owed that much money. So I had a hearing and Ms. Childers didn't show up. Mr. Vanover did, and I was uncomfortable issuing this judgment with a screwy way it was pled. But Ms. Childers didn't show up. So apparently Mr. Vanover takes her a copy of it and wrote, you lost, non-appearance default, pay me $2,879.62. Start paying me in 1 month or I will take you back to court. They will put a lien on any income you have and the total will go up. So again, either that was a waste of time or this is, because people can't show up when they're supposed to, just like the criminal cases where I had to drop everything. Good afternoon, Judge Middleton. I apologize for missing court yesterday. My vision is horrible and I thought the court date was 9:30. I was writing to see if there was a possibility of you allowing me to appeal the judgment. Have a different day, please. I have witnesses I wanted to bring in to prove that he's not being truthful about the situation leading up to the filing of this claim. Also, I'm not sure I can prove it. I believe he unlawfully shot holes in my Jeep.
Unlawfully discharged his firearm.
Yes.
And I did make police reports on that too.
So anyway, there's more to this story than meets the eye. So if you'd been here when you were supposed to, I could have dealt with this. But
Yes,
so did you show up the following day?
no, I noticed it right after I noticed this note on my car from him. I looked at the date again and I realized I had missed it. And I really did think it was the next day. And I sent you the email that same day. It was even before 3 o'clock. I sent the email to you, I think.
2:10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, September 30th.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Vanover, what's your position?
Well, she asked me to help her and I helped her. She needed a lot of things. I told her, I'll help you as long as you pay me back. Well, things got to the point where I could see that it was definitely going south. She can't keep a job. She'll work 2 or 3 days. And because of the way she has her life set up, going to the methadone clinic in the morning, being high all day, not sleeping, and going to work 3rd shift, she can't keep a job. I got sick of it to the point where I just told her I can't do this anymore. She's high all the time. She just don't see life the way it is. She's got a serious drug problem. And I'm afraid she's gonna get killed someday. And this bullet thing with her Jeep is just proof. She knows who did that. The guy she ripped the Jeep off from.
All right, well, this isn't a small claims case. This is a get back at you case, and you're using me to get back at each other.
No,
stop. It's not your turn to talk, it's mine. We're in a courtroom. We're not around the kitchen table. I see these all the time. Miss Childers, were you guys in a relationship?
No, we were not in a relationship. And I honestly did not call him and ask this whole letter that he sent to you. Okay, it said to whom this may concern. I did not ask him for anything. He offered help to me.
All right, well, did he want to be in a relationship?
That's what I thought. That's why I wanted to send you some of the text messages that he sent to me, because I even said to him, These text messages do not seem like messages from a concerned father. They seem like messages from a bitter spouse or something. And he's my mom's ex-husband. He is not anything to me, you know? And then so when I said that to him, then he sent me some off the wall messages saying how I have mental illness and how I'm doing drugs and all this stuff. He's just trying to discredit my character. You know, I go to the clinic every day. I don't get high. I go to the clinic. He told me I needed to get off of my methadone. You know what? You're not my doctor. My doctor will tell me when I'm ready to get off my methadone. You know, he thinks that he wants to run me and you know, he said he wanted to help me. He lied, and all of this stuff that he put on here was all a lie. Half the stuff that he said I owed him for, he never even paid.
I wouldn't say that you didn't pay.
All
We
right,
have-
well, first of all, I gotta deal with your motion to set aside the default. Cause you didn't
Right.
show up when you were supposed to, or we would have had a hearing that day. We'd have put
Yes.
people under oath and taken testimony about the stuff you want to talk about right now. And you can't wait to go mess with her and give her a copy of this and say, ha ha, you lost.
Yes, I'm upset about it. Your Honor.
Yes, you're
I
upset
definitely
about
am.
it. There's more
Almost
to this than
$30,000.
you're using me to get back at her. And I don't like it much.
No,
Stop.
I came here today to drop this whole case because I want nothing to do with this girl. She's just nothing but a problem. She's doing dope all the time. As far as this relationship stuff, the last time I talked to her on the telephone, I told her, I said, why are you messing this up? I said, this is the best thing that ever happened to you. Nobody's ever done this for you before. And she says, I knew it. You're a pervert. And hung up on me. And that was the last time I talked to her.
That's
And
not
another
true.
thing, Your
All right,
Honor,
well, you stop too. All right, so you're telling me at this point, you just want this case to be over?
I just want to be done with her. She scares the hell out of me. She's accusing me of things I did not do. The $2,700 ain't nothing. What she's just done is unforgivable. I want nothing to do with this drug addict maniac is what she is. Just
Your
like
Honor.
right now, she
All
is
right,
high.
stop.
I've been watching her on that screen.
Well, all
Your
right.
Honor.
She is high on dope.
All right, well, methadone is a treatment for people with opioid
If you
addiction.
take it properly.
And all right, so at this point, you're telling me you just want the matter to be dismissed?
I want it to be dismissed. I want nothing to do with her. I don't ever want her to call me. I want her to forget my phone number. This has been a nightmare. She is the
All right.
biggest liar I
Kim,
have ever
would you
met in my
file an
life.
order of dismissal?
I'd like to dismiss it without prejudice.
All right, I'll grant the motion to set aside the default and dismiss it without prejudice.
Thank you. Now, could you, or should we have it explained to her what that means?
Yes. He wants nothing to do with you, and I suspect you want nothing to do with him. So if
I
you're on
haven't
hard
bothered
times,
him once. I have not made one phone call to him. I have messages from him. He started calling me at 7 o'clock at night and they didn't stop coming and the text messages didn't stop until
all
7
right, well,
o'clock the
then it
next
won't be very
morning.
hard,
Well,
very
let's
hard
hear
for
him.
you.
Let's hear him,
Won't be
Judge.
very hard for you to not contact him. So.
I don't. I have
all
a
right,
witness
so-
here who has
All
been
right,
witnessing.
well, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. He's about to dismiss this, so just
Yes, sir.
accept his grace. All
Yes,
right,
Your Honor.
without prejudice means the matter could be rebrought for good cause. With prejudice means it can never be rebrought. But he's gonna have to show substantial good cause as a reason to rebring this. But I'm
Yes,
gonna
Your
do an
Honor.
order dismissing this. Are you still at apartment 2, North Main
Yes, Your Honor.
Street?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will send you a copy of the order of dismissal.
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Van Over, if you wait a minute, I'll give you a copy of it. It's dismissed without prejudice, meaning theoretically it could be rebrought, but it's very unlikely. So I grant the motion to set aside the default. Plaintiff moves to dismiss.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Childers, you're good to go. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you so
Van Over.
much.
You wait for, and I'll hand you a copy of that order. You guys need to be done with each other. I think I agree with that theory. All right, if you wait a second, I'll give you that. I'll go on to the next
Your
matter.
Honor, can I say something?
Well, she's gone, so we can't really comment on the thing. You made yourself pretty clear on the record. All right, thank you. Have a seat. I'll get you that order in a minute. Mr. Weber, would you come forward?
What am I waiting for, Your Honor?
A copy of the order of dismissal.
Okay, thank you. And Your Honor, I want to apologize for even bringing this to court. This just not what I thought it was, and there's more problems than I thought there was. I'll never do this again. I'll never help another child again.
All right, maybe lesson learned.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, sir.
All right. This next matter is entitled Robert J. Weber versus Furniture Mattress Warehouse. Are you Robert Weber?
Yes, sir, I am.
And I've got Carrie Kling.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, this is a claim for $2,331. Mr. Weber bought a mattress and some furniture from the Mattress Warehouse, and he's not satisfied with it. Ms. Kling has filed a response saying he never contacted us and made any complaint regarding this. And so we had no opportunity to address the issue.
I did contact you.
All right, well, just a minute. All right, I think maybe he went out to the counter. All right.
Yep.
Did I give you the file? Here it is. All right, first of all, I want you to both raise your right hand. Did I do this already?
No,
We both swear
Your
or
Honor.
affirm any testimony you're about to give here will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Yes, sir.
I do.
All right, and you heard what I said about how small claims works. There's no appeal. Any decision made here today is final. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Weber, why do you believe they owe you $2,331.99?
Why do what?
Why do you believe they owe you that money?
Because I want him to take the furniture back.
Why?
Because it's not a match set. He sent me the wrong bed. And the first day that they set it up, the mattress was 32 inches off of the floor, and who in the hell gets in a 32-inch bed every night? I tried to sleep on it, and the fact that I've been hosed so bad with it, I can't sleep in there. I tried it and I don't use it.
All right, so you want them to give you your money back?
And yes, and take the furniture back. It's not used. If he claims it's used, then he sent me used stuff.
Why is it not used?
Pardon?
Why isn't it used?
I said, if he claims it's used.
Okay, well, you used it, didn't you?
I slept on it. I tried to sleep on it 4 times and it didn't work.
All right, Ms. Kling, what's your position?
Your Honor, this is the first I am even hearing of this. I was honestly baffled when I got this court hearing. I never heard anything about this. And if we would have delivered a bedroom group that did not match, my delivery guys would have contacted me and said something. But I mean, yeah, this is the first I've heard of it. I'm sorry. I don't really have anything to say.
All right, I don't have a clear copy of the contract. What did he order?
Oh, he ordered a bedroom suit. So he got a queen bed, a queen box spring, a chest, a nightstand, a dresser, and a mirror. And it was a Salt Creek C8311. It's all a matching set. And actually, I mean, he can look on the back of his furniture. Had he contacted us, I would have been more than happy to share this information. But on the back of all the furniture, there is stickers, and it says exactly the model number of the set. So, I mean, those stickers would all match for the same model.
All right, so there's a box spring and a mattress. Did you order a box spring and a mattress?
I ordered the whole works.
All right, so she's saying we sent you exactly what you ordered.
No, he did not send me exactly what I ordered. He admitted that I had the wrong bed. I should have had a low profile bed. And I don't have. I have a high backboard on the bed.
All right, well, who is he?
I don't know who the guy was on the phone at the store.
All right, so and you're saying the furniture doesn't match?
No, it does not match.
Oh, so the pieces don't match each other?
No, they don't.
Why not?
One is a gray tone, the other is a sand tone, and the other is a brown tone.
So there's the three
There's
pieces.
3 different colors in there.
All right, so the bed frame is one color, the dresser is one color, and the nightstand is another color?
Yes, and the chest of drawers is a different. The chest of drawers and the nightstand are the closest 2 items there are.
Now, the mattress, we don't know whether you like or dislike. Well, you
Pardon?
don't, the mattress is too high up?
No, they came and lowered that.
Okay. So what's wrong with the mattress and the box spring?
I didn't say anything was wrong with them.
All right. So you wish to keep the mattress and the box spring?
No, I don't want to keep nothing. I want it all to go back.
Your Honor, this goes back 8 months if you look when it was ordered and delivered. I mean, we don't sell used furniture. I do not believe it does not match at all. I mean, we get it off the truck. We have to unbox everything to load in our truck to actually go deliver to the houses. So for it not to match, and then if for some reason it didn't match, number one, my guys would have said something. Number two, he should have contacted us as soon as possible and told us it did not match, and we had never heard anything.
Well, we got some problems. I don't have pictures of it.
Right.
I don't have a copy of he says it doesn't match.
I say it don't match.
All right, well, okay, she says it does match.
Well, it don't.
All right, well,
And
you're the plaintiff. You have the burden of proving the case. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you have a warranty that says if you don't like it, they'll give you your money
No,
back?
I don't have nothing. I don't even have a receipt anymore. That disappeared, plus stuff other disappeared since this has started.
Well, she says you waited 8 months to file this lawsuit.
Yes, I did, because I didn't know what to do. I'm 93 years old. And I should have not been buying it myself to begin with.
I don't know why this is. I've had a lot of furniture stored.
The whole thing, to me, looks like I went in. I was supposed to get it within a week from the time I bought it. I went in after 5 weeks. And I said, can I get my money back? She said, yes, but can we have another week? And I gave them another week. And they put this stuff together. And it is not a matching set.
Your Honor, I would like to answer to that. and I have proof, which I could prove if I need to, but when we ordered the bedroom suit, the company that we ordered it from, they had the bed and the dresser in their warehouse. So we got that on our one shipment on a Friday, and then the rest of it. And I do remember speaking to him, and I had told him, I said, well, it's going to be another week. And I even offered at that time, I said, we are more than happy to bring your bed out to you to get you set up so you have a mattress and everything. And once the other stuff comes in, we'll be more than happy to come out and give you the rest of your merchandise. He absolutely said no to that and said, well, when it all just comes in, you can just come and deliver it. And I said, okay, no problem at all. And so that's what we did. And by the way, we delivered it on February 17th and the order was January 28th. So it wasn't 5 weeks.
The mistake I made was paying for it before I got it.
Well, it was ordered on January 17th, January 28th, came February 17th. That's 20 days. 3 days in January and 20 days after you ordered it, you got it. That's 4 weeks, I guess, or 3 weeks.
That was longer than 20 days.
You ordered it on January 28th, and delivered on February 17th. That's 20 days. But you did tell me something. The bed and the dresser were in one lot. The other things came in a separate lot. So the bed and the dresser were in the warehouse. They had to order other stuff. And it came separately several weeks later.
A week later.
All right.
Yeah, it happens like that all the time. It just depends on when there's third parties involved, when their truck gets to the warehouse to deliver again. So happens all the time.
And another thing that happened, I put my clothes in the chest of drawers. And I went to get a t-shirt. It stunk so bad, I had to do all the clothes in that chest of drawers over, and it's never been put back in. They sprayed it with something, and I don't know what it was.
Your Honor, if we would have been notified and he had this issue, we would have went out 8 months ago. I mean, I don't know, I mean, what we can do. It's 8 months old. We don't sell used furniture, and we never heard from him that it didn't match, which I don't believe it.
The furniture
I believe it
isn't
matches.
used, it's been sitting there.
Did you offer, does this furniture come with a warranty?
The warranty, it'll have a year manufactured warranty. Like if something was broke or something like that, that's what the warranty is, but nothing's broke.
So he said you went back out and lowered the bed.
And Your Honor, that may be because when people buy box springs and they buy a headboard and footboard and rails, a lot of times they don't know with the mattress if it's going to set too high. So there's two different type of box springs. There's a 9-inch and then there's a low profile, which is a 4.5-inch. So our guys delivered it. He called back, said it was setting too high. So we drove back out there
I did not order that bed. That bed was, I was supposed to get the bed that was on the floor, a low profile.
All right, so did they come out and give you a low profile box spring?
They had to come out and do better than that. They had to get a 4-inch box springs and stuff to get it down so I could sit on it.
When was that?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
All right, well, so they came out. Did you say, hey, this furniture doesn't match, I want my money back? Or did you come out and let
I should
them?
have, but I wasn't smart enough to do it that way.
Yes, and so you don't get any
I'm
money.
sorry that I got involved with them to begin with.
Well, we've had a lot of that today.
And if they get by with it, look what they're gonna do to the rest of the people and the rest of their career and business.
No,
All
we
right.
do make
All
our
right,
customers.
stop, you know. Okay, the plaintiff has the burden of proof. And not the defendant, the plaintiff has to prove beyond a preponderance of the evidence that his claim is valid. He says it doesn't match. I don't have a picture, I don't have anything for him to say it doesn't match. It's his eye, he looks at it, it doesn't match. Plaintiff says we sold him exactly what he ordered. And all the pieces have the same lot number and they're part of a set. He didn't tell us anything for 8 months until he sued us. We sent people to his house.
I had to find out what to do. I went to 2 law firms and that's when they told me to come to small claims court.
All right. Well, they went to your house.
Pardon?
They went to your house to fix the mattress and put a lower profile box spring on it. And you didn't say, hey, by the way, these pieces don't match.
They weren't the boss, and they weren't people that wanted to listen to anything I had to say.
Well, you haven't prevailed in your case.
Well,
even if I call it a tie, 50% to you and 50% to them, that's not enough. So I find for the defendant, you waited 8 months to complain. You had an opportunity to complain and didn't. You never gave them a chance to remedy it. And all I have is your eyewitness eyeball testimony that it doesn't match. I don't have a picture of it. I haven't seen it. You don't think it matches.
You know, Your Honor, what good would it do to complain when you tell them the bed's wrong, nothing's done? They had all that time to get it correct to begin with and didn't get it correct.
Well, I thought
how am I going to go back and get it correct? I don't owe them money. They wanted the money. I gave them the money the day that we made the deal. And another thing, the receipt that he signed and that is in this letter is not the receipt that I signed.
Well, you don't have the receipt that you signed.
I got one here, a picture of it, of their receipt.
All right, let me see it.
You want to see it?
Yeah, did you file a copy of that?
No, I did, Your Honor.
That is not the receipt that I got. That was made up since he's gotten the word from small claims court.
Well, she filed a receipt, invoice number 5539. That's this one. She filed a copy of it.
Yes.
So it's the same one that she has. Yeah, you got this receipt with their answer. So was that the receipt that was prepared in January or was it prepared in?
No, it was prepared probably 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago before they sent it to me.
What do you say to that, Ms. Clay?
No, Your Honor, I actually had to, when we got the court date appearance, I had to search in my invoices to find his invoice. And I found it. It was January 28th, this exact receipt. And that would have been the copy of the receipt that he would have given. It would have been a yellow copy.
All right, we'll call this a tie. And a tie goes to the defendant.
Well, I hope he goes bankrupt. That's what I hope. Anybody that can get by with stuff like this, it's time something's done about it.
Well, you filed this action.
And I'm the dumb one, I didn't complain right away.
Yes, that is a factor.
It is a big factor and it's a problem.
All
But I
right,
want the world to know what a corrupt outfit it is.
all right,
And I can't put it in the paper because then I get sued.
all right. You go out and the clerk will give you a copy of this receipt. Meet the clerk out at the counter. All right, sir, you're good to go. Ms. Kling, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, go out to the counter and the lady will give you a copy of the order.
Thank you.
All right. At least the mattress is all right. Well, that's a fitting finish to a very busy day. And a lot of people less than satisfied. All we can do is what we can do. All right, there's so many minutes in every hour and so many hours in every day, and today we used all of them. I'm not gonna be here for a few days. I plan to return next Monday. Today's song was Operator by Jim Croce, if you didn't know it. And best to everybody. We'll finish our day.
The judge said it far better than I could. There's only so many hours in every day, and we used all of them today, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a fitting end to one big mess of a day. We started out with people who thought that they were surrounded by drugs in jail and all that type of fun stuff, and we moved on to Tasmanian devils. And we had a 2-for-1. One of them went to jail. Man, it just never stops. Never stops with Judge Middleton. What can you say? What can you say? I know what I can say. I can say, ladies and gentlemen, I am your Lone Wolf Usul, and this has been a presentation of the Court Gallery Live. I bring these live presentations to you once a week, every week on Saturday around brunch time. That's 11 a.m. Central Time. That's 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Come on by and join us for the live chat and help me make these videos and watch these videos with me. Check out the description for timestamps if you didn't get to see everything. Come on by, be kind and rewind. I just love me some Judge Middleton. I like Judge Middleton mostly on lives because we get the we get Blackboard Live, and there's just nothing quite like Blackboard Live. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, come on by with me and hang out with me every day of the week at 8 p.m. Central Time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we'll also be doing live chats with premieres every single day of the week. And keep an eye out on the channel between the lives and the premieres, and you'll be seeing odd stories drop here and there. We'll probably have a lot coming out this week. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure presenting this sordid tale of a day gone wrong for Judge Middleton. It was a mad Monday. What can I say? We'll see you next time. I'll talk to you Monday evening in chat. And remember, don't get in trouble, because if you do, we'll probably be watching. You have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your Lone Wolf Usul. We'll see you later. not gonna do it. We're gonna let Ferris Bueller's Day Off stay where it. Whatever. Just go. Just go. Y'all have a good day. It's Saturday. It's Catterday. I love you guys. Bye. Rock Lobster!